I'd just like to take a few minutes to talk about the two remuneration votes that are on today's agenda. So firstly, Resolution 3, which is the advisory vote on the application of the existing Directors' Remuneration Policy in 2021. Our Directors' Remuneration Report explains our decisions on remuneration for 2021 for our directors and also for our wider workforce. We considered the bank's resilient performance in 2021 against a difficult backdrop and the importance of continuing to invest in our people and our culture to develop a bank that's inclusive, collaborative and innovative. Firstly, let me say, to compare the 2021 outcomes against 2020 outcomes is not meaningful due to the material impact of COVID and the fact that Bill and Andy voluntarily waived the cash portion of their annual incentives in 2020. Comparing 2021 against 2019 provides a more meaningful picture. On that basis, the total discretionary incentives pool for 2021 was slightly above 2019, and the annual incentives for Bill and for Andy were slightly below 2019. We have granted salary increases of 2.7% to Bill and to Andy, effective from the 1st of April 2022, in line with the average salary increase for the group's UK workforce and below the 4.8% average salary increase for the group. We considered carefully risk, control and conduct matters, including the PRA fine issued in December 2021, which related to regulatory reporting. Taking into account all factors, we determined that a 7 percentage point reduction should be applied to the group scorecard outcome, which reduced the annual incentives outcomes for Bill, for Andy, and the overall variable pay pool for all employees. So the board recommends that shareholders vote in favour of Resolution 3. This year, we're also putting our new Directors' Remuneration Policy forward to a binding shareholder vote, as set out in Resolution 4. This resolution lays out the framework for directors' remuneration for up to the next 3 years. The committee undertook an extensive review of the existing policy, including consulting with major shareholders and proxy advisors, and our final proposals take into account the valuable feedback that we received. We believe that our current policy, which received strong shareholder support at both the 2020 and 21 AGMs, remains appropriate to support the delivery of the group's strategy. And as a result, we are not proposing significant changes to either the structure or the quantum of Bill and Andy's remuneration. We are proposing 2 amendments to align further with market practice. Firstly, for new executive directors, the pension allowance will be based on the cash element of salary only. After careful consideration, the committee has decided not to apply this change to Bill and Andy's pay, given the significant reduction in their pension allowance in 2020, which had the knock-on effect of reducing their variable pay opportunity. Secondly, we are proposing to increase the post-employment shareholding requirement to 100% for 2 years following the cessation of employment. Previously, the requirement reduced to 50% in the 2nd year. The new policy also retains the flexibility that was included in our 2019 policy for the committee to disapply time proration to LTIP awards in certain specific retirement situations. The committee would only consider this in exceptional circumstances and would provide a clear and full disclosure of the rationale at the time. We believe this provision will allow us, where appropriate, to provide strong alignment to the longer-term experience of shareholders and to ensure that there is an effective transition plan in place. So having listened to feedback following several rounds of consultation, we have proposed a policy that we feel is responsible and is in the long-term interests of the company and its shareholders. And the board recommends that shareholders vote in favour of Resolution 4. And I'll hand back to Jose. Thank you.